Have you ever wondered why foolish people seem to steal so much of your peace? One rude comment, one unnecessary argument, one ignorant person, and suddenly your entire day is ruined. But here's what the Stoics understood over 2,000 years ago. You don't lose your peace because of foolish people. You lose it because you choose to fight battles that were never worth fighting. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, criticism, and some of the most difficult people in history. Yet he refused to let foolish minds control a wise one. Because the greatest victory isn't proving someone wrong, it's refusing to let them disturb your mind. So what if the secret to a calmer, stronger, and happier life isn't changing difficult people, but learning when to ignore them? In today's video, you'll discover 9 timeless, Stoic lessons that will teach you how to stop wasting your energy on foolish people, protect your inner peace, and master the art of emotional discipline. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why ignoring the wrong people may be one of the wisest decisions you'll ever make. Welcome back to the Stoic Edge. I hope you're having a peaceful day. And thank you for spending a few moments with me in a world filled with noise, conflict, and endless opinions. This is your place to slow down, think deeply, and grow stronger from within. If you're new here, subscribe and turn on the notification bell for timeless Stoic wisdom that helps you build discipline, emotional control, and lasting inner peace. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Leave the outside world behind, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Not every battle deserves your energy. Most people believe that every insult deserves an answer. Every criticism deserves a response. Every fool deserves to be corrected. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Every unnecessary argument costs something. Sometimes it costs your time, sometimes your energy, and sometimes it costs your peace of mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is not to become like the person who harmed you. Think about that for a moment. When you argue with someone who only wants conflict, you've already entered their game. And in their game, nobody wins. The Stoics understood that your attention is one of the most valuable things you own. Where your attention goes, your life follows. That's why wise people protect it carefully. Imagine carrying a bucket filled with clean water. Every pointless argument is like punching another hole into that bucket. Little by little, your peace disappears. Not because someone stole it, but because you kept giving it away. The strongest people aren't the ones who win every argument. They're the ones who know which arguments are never worth having. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all, because silence often frustrates foolish people more than any clever comeback ever could. Lesson 2. Never argue with ignorance. One of the biggest mistakes intelligent people make is believing they can reason with someone who has already rejected reason. Not every disagreement is a search for truth. Some people argue only to protect their ego. Others argue because conflict has become their habit. The Stoics understood that wisdom isn't about winning debates. It's about knowing which debates aren't worth entering. Imagine trying to teach a fish how to climb a tree. No matter how perfect your explanation is, the outcome never changes. The problem isn't your words. It's that the other person has no desire to understand. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that people act according to what they know. Some know little. Others refuse to learn. Your responsibility isn't to change every mind. Your responsibility is to protect your own. The moment you stop trying to convince everyone, you discover a freedom that most people never experience. Lesson 3. Silence is your greatest weapon. Most people think power comes from having the perfect comeback. Stoicism teaches something far more powerful. Sometimes, silence is the answer. When foolish people fail to get a reaction from you, they lose the very thing they were searching for: attention. Many arguments survive only because 2 people keep feeding them. The moment one person walks away, the argument dies. Silence is not surrender. Silence is self-control. It tells the world, my peace is worth more than this conversation. Think about a mountain. Storms come, winds crash against it, rain falls. Yet the mountain never argues with the weather. It simply remains standing. Become like that mountain. Let foolish words pass over you without moving your character. Because your peace is far too valuable to exchange for someone else's ignorance. Lesson 4. Protect your mental energy. Every morning, you wake up with a limited amount of mental energy. The question is, where will you spend it? On your goals? Your family? Your future? Or on people who add nothing but frustration to your life? Every unnecessary conversation steals a little of your focus. Every pointless argument drains your emotional strength. Seneca believed that life is short, yet most people waste it on things that don't matter. Imagine carrying your phone all day with dozens of apps running in the background. Eventually, the battery dies. Your mind works the same way. Foolish people become background apps, constantly consuming your attention. Close them, not with anger, but with wisdom. You don't owe everyone your time. You don't owe everyone your explanation. And you certainly don't owe everyone your peace. Protect your attention, because whatever repeatedly enters your mind eventually shapes your life. Wise people don't spend their best energy fighting unnecessary battles. They invest it in becoming someone better than they were yesterday. Lesson 5. Let their actions expose them. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they must expose every fool they meet. Stoicism teaches a different lesson. Time reveals character better than arguments ever can. A dishonest person eventually exposes themselves. An arrogant person eventually loses the respect they crave. An impatient person eventually creates their own problems. You don't have to become the judge. Life already is. Marcus Aurelius understood that people always reveal who they are through repeated actions. Words can deceive. Appearances can mislead, but habits never lie. When someone constantly spreads negativity, gossips, lies, or creates unnecessary conflict, simply step back. Observe. You don't need to announce what they're doing. Eventually, everyone else will notice it too. The wise person doesn't waste energy trying to pull off someone else's mask. They simply wait. Because the truth has a way of revealing itself without your help. Patience often accomplishes what arguments never can. Lesson 6. Choose peace over being right. Most arguments begin with one simple desire. I need to prove I'm right. But ask yourself, what happens after you win? Does your peace improve? Does your life suddenly become better? Usually, nothing changes, except you've spent another hour protecting your ego. The Stoics believed that peace is far more valuable than being correct. Winning an argument often creates another one. Protecting your peace ends them both. There are people who will never admit they're wrong, not because the evidence is weak, but because their pride is stronger than their reason. Trying to change them is like trying to calm the ocean with your hands. Some battles simply cannot be won, and wisdom is knowing when to stop fighting. Sometimes walking away isn't losing. Sometimes it's the greatest victory, because the strongest person in the room isn't the one who gets the last word. It's the one who no longer needs it. Lesson 7. Distance is wisdom. Not every relationship deserves unlimited access to your life. One of the most powerful forms of self-respect is learning to create distance from people who constantly disturb your peace. Distance doesn't always mean hatred. It doesn't mean revenge. It simply means recognizing that your mental health matters. If someone repeatedly brings chaos into your life, you don't need another argument. You need another boundary. Imagine planting a healthy tree in poisoned soil. No matter how strong the tree is, it will eventually begin to suffer. Your mind works the same way. The people around you influence your thoughts, your emotions, and eventually your future. The Stoics carefully chose the company they kept because they understood a simple truth. Peace grows where wisdom is welcomed. Chaos grows where foolishness is entertained. Protect your environment, protect your attention, and above all, protect the person you're becoming. Lesson 8. Master your emotions before you respond. Foolish people don't always want your opinion. Sometimes, they only want your reaction. They know that if they can control your emotions, they can control your behavior. That is why the Stoics believed emotional discipline is one of the highest forms of strength. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that another person's actions belong to them, but your response belongs to you. The next time someone insults you, pause. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself, will reacting improve this situation or only give away my peace? Most of the time, the answer is obvious. Every emotional reaction gives someone else power over your state of mind. But every calm response reminds you that your peace is still yours. The strongest people are not those who never feel anger. They are the ones who refuse to let anger make their decisions. Self-control is silent, but its impact lasts far longer than any emotional outburst. Lesson 9. Focus on your own growth. Every minute you spend thinking about foolish people is a minute you are not investing in yourself. Think about that. While you're replaying someone's rude comment in your mind, your goals are waiting. Your discipline is waiting. Your future is waiting. The Stoics believed life is too short to waste on people who add nothing but distraction. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you stop every few steps to argue with everyone, walking in the opposite direction, you'll never reach the summit. Success requires focus, and focus requires letting go of unnecessary battles. The people who achieve the most are rarely the people who argue the most. They simply keep climbing. They let results speak where arguments never could. Your greatest revenge is not proving foolish people wrong. Your greatest revenge is building a life so peaceful, so disciplined, and so meaningful that their opinions no longer matter. Final message. The Stoic art of ignoring foolish people isn't about arrogance. It isn't about believing you're better than anyone else. It's about recognizing that your attention is limited, your time is precious, and your peace deserves protection. Not every insult deserves an answer. Not every criticism deserves your attention. Not every fool deserves a place in your mind. Sometimes the wisest response is no response at all. Because the moment you stop giving foolish people your energy, you finally have enough energy to build the life you truly want. Remember, the strongest mind isn't the one that wins every argument. It's the one that knows which arguments are never worth having. Today's question: have you ever protected your peace by choosing to ignore someone instead of arguing? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this video brought you value, subscribe to the Stoic Edge for more timeless Stoic wisdom every week. Until next time, protect your peace, master your mind.